Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So I wanted to play this clip from Kendra G because we always get the ratchets that come on there, the people who are saying foolishness. But this time, what we've got is Kendra highlighted a Black couple who had gotten married when they were young, and he was not some type of big baller or whatever. And later on, they became millionaires. He became a millionaire and all of these things. So Kendra is going to let them speak at length and say what they need to say. But the key here is not Kendra. Kendra is actually doing a wonderful job of just highlighting this couple and the possibilities. But then you've got these chicken heads in the comment section that can't let go of the narratives. So because they can't let go of the narratives, they're going to keep the narratives in order to make sure that they are not accountable for their own bad decisions and bad dating. So we're not going to waste too much more time. Let's get into it. Here we go.
7 years they've been married. And Gary, and I want to talk to your wife, Patricia. And I wanted to bring them on because they truly represent Black excellence. And I already asked them in advance, can I tell people that you guys are rich? But I wanted them to share some of the things that when they got married, because they didn't start off wealthy. And Patricia, well, Gary, before you became this millionaire man, what were you doing when your wife married you? Wait 7 seconds. So tell me to wait 7 seconds.
I was a
Gary?
EMT in Los Angeles, emergency medical technician, which is a low-paid paramedic. I was making $3.85 an hour.
So Patricia, when you married your husband making $3.85 an hour, did you know he was going to be a millionaire one day? And then some. Wait 7 seconds.
No, I did not know he was going to be a millionaire. I knew he was a good guy. I knew he was a fun guy. We were in the same homeroom together. So that didn't peak out that he was going to be successful. Was he driven? Yes, he was driven because at the time, well, I met him in homeroom. So he wasn't working then, but after high school, he was an EMT. He also had a part-time job and he DJ'd on the weekend. So he was busy doing something. So he had a dream and he wanted to do something in the entertainment field. And that's all that I saw. I worked for the city of LA. And when we got married, I was the breadwinner. I made more than he did.
Is there any dating advice as a Black couple, 37 years of marriage, beautiful children, and in the millions, and they came up together? Is there any advice that you guys can give my audience that desires to end up like y'all one day?
Well, I would say from the male's perspective is look for someone who is a ride or die, okay? And you can feel that energy and frequency early on. It's not based on money. It's not even based on looks, actually. You know, it's really based on somebody who's for you. They're not for your money. They're not for your title. They're not for your position. They're for you.
You and I had a conversation and I wanted you to share it. You said people today, women today, sometimes date from the waist down and not the neck up.
Most people date from the waist down and not the neck up means mindset, right? So I would say to you in 2023, even more so because we have more intelligent people today because of technology, right? That today you have to date from the neck up, which is the mindset, right? Because if you date the mindset, everything else comes. The manifestation of money, cars, home, power, position, whatever you're looking for, you can really date a mindset. You can kind of tell if this guy made it or if she made it, it's going to be good. If they make it, it's going to be all bad. Get it? It makes sense. So because money makes good people better and bad people worse. So you got to date the mind first and see what the person's thinking, how they act. Are they putting on a facade just to impress you, and then they don't open the door anymore? You know, are they act in a certain way? So I think you should be around the person long enough to even see what they're like when they get frustrated, angry, the car breaks down, how they act when things fall apart. Date the mindset. And then if money comes and money goes, and we've had money come and money go, we never changed our energy. You know what I'm saying? And so, and it sounds, and of course, you know, we were dating in the 80s and now we got married in the 80s. And people go, well, that's old fashioned and whatever. And I don't want to be in that headspace either, because love is love. Love doesn't have a date on it. It doesn't have a, what year were you married? 1920s? It doesn't matter. Love is still love. God is love. God is the beginning and the end. So you don't care what year you fall in love. It's just a matter of a person, you know, is what I want you to date, the mentality and not the body, if that makes sense.
Now, that man spent more time talking about values and marrying a person based on values, even though he didn't use that word, he used the word mindset, which is so important. He spent more time on that in this clip than talking about anything else. But this is what a hard-headed hyena get out of it. Nope, we not promoting Black women getting men out of the gutter because of the 1% of the time it actually pays off. It leaves us broken 99% of the time. Date on your level. $30-some years ago when they were both young, because that's when you're supposed to be getting married. This is what you do when you're young and right out of college. When you're supposed to get married, you find someone and you build. Okay, 30, 40, and near 50-year-olds, especially with kids, should already be established. No woman is obligated to reach down and pick up the slack because a man refused to plan properly for his future. That's the whole problem. You shouldn't be 40, almost 50, and all this kind of stuff, still looking, especially if you've never been married before. You didn't attempt that when you were young. That's where these chicks is getting stuff messed up. The fact that you squandered, you talking about a man not planning properly for his future. You didn't plan properly for yours. Many did not plan properly for theirs. Y'all had children with this one and that one. That's not planning properly for the future and trying to be married. You spend your teens and 20s slutting around, sliding around, having babies by this, that one, and the third, and then want some man to come with high value and he do this and he do that for you. When you didn't plan for your future as a wife, you wasn't thinking about that. But once you got to a certain age and it was like, dang, you know, I need to hurry up and try to get myself together to be a wife. Now all of a sudden your past don't matter, and he should be a stepdaddy, and you know, he should just take you as you are. You were broken and he's supposed to just fix you. He's just supposed to come. You see what I'm saying? Too many Black women do not plan properly to be wives. Y'all be waiting until y'all 30, 40, 50 before you even get yourself out there to be a wife. You have past the golden window of actually being a wife. They married out of high school. Okay? She said he was a good guy, and that was enough for her. That she didn't necessarily know that he was going to be a millionaire. She just saw, you know what I'm saying, he's productive. He's productive. He, you know, he works and he, you know, got a couple of hustles and stuff like that. But y'all will be with a man like that. Y'all will be with a man like that. And then when things don't happen in the time frame you think it should happen, and he's not doing what you say he should be doing. Now all of a sudden he's dusty and this and that. And the problem, the kicker is y'all don't want to build with a man and go through those things with him in commitment, but you will have babies by these little pookies and stuff like that, and they don't commit and they drag you through the worst stuff. So y'all be talking about, oh, we're not gonna do struggle love, but that's all y'all be doing anyway. With no commitment, with no bond, with no love, y'all be trauma bonding and having babies trying to keep me in and trying to trauma bond with them. Look, this is high school love. We done this already though and got cheated on with hoe in the projects. I personally won't apologize for no longer wanting struggle love. How many babies you got? How many babies you got? Her icon right now is her trying to put them little tatas in the thing. So you look like you ain't got no man. So are you struggling now? Is this struggle love? How many kids do you have or don't have? This is the type of rhetoric that I'm talking about. Y'all come on here and you cap. But this woman did what you should be doing when you are young. And he said it. Date the mindset, not the pocket, not whether you sexually attracted and all this other kind of stuff. Get into the mindset of that person so you know what you're dealing with. It's like he said, we've lost money. So how many of y'all would leave a man for losing a job? How many of y'all would leave a man if he did get that money and then something happened and he lost the money? Y'all are out of there instead of saying, you know what? I know that I have the type of man that if he got it one time, he could get it 2 times. Ain't no problem. I'm going to stick there. I'm going to be there because 9 times out of 10, when you have a man like that and he reaches his goals and let's say something happens and he loses ground, I bet you he ain't gonna make that mistake no more. You're not gonna have to keep going through that roller coaster because whatever it was that made him lose ground, whatever decision he made or whatever happened or whatever it was, whatever circumstances came up that he lost ground and he lost money or he lost the business or whatever it was he lost, I guarantee you he ain't gonna let that happen no more because he ain't trying to build from scratch no more. You only got so much time. And he not gonna put his family through that no more. That'll hurt him. Now I was able to provide and stuff like that for my family to a certain level. Then something happened, whatever. And then we lost a good percentage of that money. We had to go backwards. Instead of living in such and such home, we had to go back to an apartment, in a side of town that I wasn't pleased with. And then I had to watch my wife and possibly my children just deal with the situation. They dealt with it the best they could. She didn't rub my face in it. She didn't, tell me I was nothing and tell me I was a nobody and da-da-da-da-da. She just stuck with me. And I know it was hard for her to do that. She had people in her ear telling her she got to leave me, and she didn't do that. And I broke my neck. I broke my back getting it back. And making sure that she would never have to do that again. Because I didn't like the look on my wife's face when I had to come home and tell her we got to move back to, a little apartment that we moved from and da-da-da-da-da. And she just swallowed it. I know she didn't like it. And I'll never have that look on her face no more. I never had a look on my children's faces. That is what those men say to themselves. But y'all don't know nothing about that. And she said something key. She said when they got together, she was working for the city. He was an EMT. Now, they was just out of high school. She was making more money. She was like, I was the breadwinner. It didn't bother her. Because why? She married the man. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.